want to look at the open source notices for my product, click on this web link. That's actually not compliant for most open source licenses, so that's very challenging. Also, most of the licenses require that you reproduce the whole thing, and you will find, unfortunately, that some people doing products address that by just putting the same license over and over and over in a notice file, and it is really, I'm not really sure what good that does anyone, but it's technically compliant. So you need to figure out how you're going to comply, and you may have many open source licenses to comply with, so you need a strategy for notices, and it can be a lot of time and effort for certain kinds of products. I'll go through this quickly. You know, for permissive licenses, basically, there's just the notice requirement. Some of the older ones have these so-called advertising or attribution requirements, like the license for OpenSSL. Those have mostly been deprecated by the community, but there's still code floating around with those. Those require something in addition to the usual notices. But otherwise, permissive licenses are very easy to comply with. You just put a notice on. Copyleft licenses, as I said, you have to comply with the copyleft terms. And for licenses like GPL and LGPL, there are going to be integration concerns. So I'm sure all of you have heard these rules and folklore and so forth about whether you can link to GPL software and whether you can dynamically link and statically link and so forth. A long, complicated subject that we won't get into right now. Because it just takes too long to explain, but there will be integration level concerns for some licenses.